What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, coming at you today with another daily trade review. Today we're going to be reviewing trades taken on April 7th, 2022. Actually getting this one out of the way a little early. I don't foresee taking any more trades today. Not really, wasn't really seeing anything, but now that I have sat back down, I see I missed some good key areas. So let's go ahead and pull up the thumbnail list. We'll take a look at the charts. And as you see, I have switched over to white charts. These are the same color charts that I trade in the mornings. My eyes. I have always had excellent eyesight, and the past year my eyes have been diminishing. So the dark charts kind of put strain on my eyes. I've actually started wearing reading glasses from time to time, but we've switched over to the white charts on the reviews as well. So let me know how these contrast on the screen. But as you can see, this morning everything just kind of was in a downtrend. And like I said, now that I just turned the computer back on, it has bounced. And it bounced at some key levels because I wanted to buy more AMD shares at $100. I've been trying to buy AMD every time it hit a key level, and 100 was one of the key levels that I had marked, and I see it hit it while I was away. But let's go ahead, pull up TraderVue, take a look at the particulars. All right, and I still have, so in addition to when I do my reviews on YouTube, I actually share it on TraderVue. So still had that one pulled up, but let's get to what we need to see. And again, April 7th, 2022, we took 7 trades today, and we are actually still in one trade, and we'll see it when we pull the charts up. We'll kind of look at that one because I did take a trade on AMC that's closed. This one here is a contract that has a couple of weeks, or actually a week left on it. It expires. It's a monthly contract. Took a call out, trying to play it off of a low. So we'll take a look at that one. But 7 trades, closed P&L on the day, $32. I just had to say, okay, let's quit. The market is not looking all that hot. Let's not trade to trade. Let's trade to try to make some money. And as a new trader, that was kind of hard for me, but that's something that I need to do more often. So we did it. And let's go ahead. We'll get the charts pulled up and get reviewing. All right. And if you have not already hit that like button, please do so. If you are not subscribed, please think about subscribing. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it will greatly help me out, as well as if you like the video. So that's that. Let's get reviewing. And if you look up here, that's the AMC contract that we're still in. It expires on the 14th. So 7 days left. $25 call, and right now we're up $5.50. But our first trade of the morning was on AMD, and we have it pulled up already. Look at that. Choppiness, just choppiness. I finally got away from the desk around 10:30, and we see it sold off. And look what it did. It came right down here to about a 101, dipped just a little bit below it, and it has made a nice move back up. So do your thing, AMD. But let's go ahead and see if we did our thing, which we didn't on this first trade because it was a losing trade. We got in this one at 9:34. We would have got in on this green candle, 9:34 and 7 seconds. So this thing finished down here. We got into this candle as it's pushing back up off of the VWAP with two huge topping tails in front of us. What does topping tails tell us? That they have sellers in that candle. So we bought right into sellers. Horrible entry. Horrible entry. My mentor always says to find reasons not to take a trade. I see two of them right off the bat. These big two topping tails. So bad entry there. No real place to set a stop, because if we set the stop based on the candle before us, it's right there. So we should stop out right there for whatever that loss is. VWAP, we're right at it, so can't set it at the VWAP. So no real place to enter in unless you want to come way down here and set it at the bottom of that candle. But we stayed in this trade way too long. We stayed in this trade way too long. And we got out of this trade at 10:16. Where is 10:16 at? And I have to look at that. That entry is not going to be accurate. We got out of this trade 10:16 and 18 seconds. So I'm going to just drop it here. Somewhere in that candle right there. Our entry most likely would have been up here. So this thing must have popped. When it opened, it must have popped and then came back down. But we took a $31 loss on this trade right here. Definitely was not a good trade to get into, again, because we got these topping tails. Another thing that I should have done was at least waited till 2 5-minute candles had formed so that I can get a little bias on the 5-minute chart, and then look at the, we'll keep it like that. This is a 15-minute chart. Look at the 50 moving average, which is this broken line. It is clearly in a downtrend. I will blow it up now just so that we can see the VWAP, which is a solid gray line. It's in a downtrend. So that's another reason not to take the trade. Even though this is after we got in the trade. If you look at pre-market, it still was kind of in a downtrend. It just popped off of the open. So not a good trade, not a good trade, and not a good management of the trade. Pretty much just kind of drunk the hopium on this thing, hoping that it would recover and come back up. When this thing made this move and still push back down, that should have been the sign to get out. Did this and push back down again, confirmation to get back out. Again, this is where we should be setting the stop at, usually is the low of the previous candle or the VWAP, or if there's some area of support or resistance that we're trying to give it extra room. But to ride that out all the way over there, that was a little poor management. But that was our first trade. Second trade of the morning, Apple. Another red trade. Let's take a peek at Apple. And Apple, this was another call play. First thing I need to look at, 15-minute chart, 50 moving average. It's in a downtrend. The VWAP during the pre-market, coming into the open, it was in a downtrend. So those are two signs right there that I shouldn't be trying to go long. But we got into this one at 9:38. 938.25 to be exact. So somewhere's in this candle. Again, if we look to the left, we have a top and tail. So that's a reason not to. I will say that this candle here would have triggered me in just looking at the previous candle. Just looking at the previous candle, because it came back, it tested this area. But look at that. And I didn't catch this. This line right here, clearly marked on the chart, is an area of resistance. And I bought right into that area of resistance with a top and tail in front of me. So bad trade. Definitely a bad trade. Because again, if we get in here, stop needs to be right here. But this tail needs to be on the bottom. We need to have buyers. That's what this red tail was showing. Buyers. So that's why I said this one would have popped me in had I not seen this. But if I saw this here, this little area, plus we got this top and tail, with just that little area would have told me not to take this trade. But even still, if we got triggered in right there, we know to put the stop down there. Getting in triggered here, still need to put the stop right there. But this is telling me that there's sellers out in front of me, not buyers. The candle that we got into says the same thing. This is a setup for a put, a setup for the short into resistance, top and tail, previous top and tail. That's the setup right there. So we got out of this one at 9:44. I'm already sitting right on the candle. Bam. We got in as, guess what? It pushed right back down to this area and blew right through it. And then blew right through the VWAP. So bad trade. And we lost $19 on that trade. So that was two bad trades off rip. Two bad trades. And then it looks like we caught our footing because everything after that are green trades. So let's go ahead and take a peek at these. First one was on the Q. Something that we don't trade too often. I usually trade the SPY more than I trade the Q. And looking at the Qs like it was just in a channel. It'll go up, it'll come back down. It'll go up, it'll come back down. And we got into this one at 9:43. So we got in on this candle right there as this came up. Little ugly flag popped up, dropped back, testing the VWAP. We got in right here. Stop should be right there. Let's see where we got out of this one. 10:02. It's another one that we just held on. We got out on this candle right here. One contract. And we made $22 on that trade. Again, tight stop on one contract or on two contracts. We took one contract, so we never got stopped out because we put our stop at 25 bucks. Put our stop at 25, and then we got out when this thing made this tail here and came back. So at the time we were up a little over 1R at the top. I want to say it was close to about 40 bucks. It was up about 40 bucks. And then this thing pulled back and we got out of it for a $22 gain. For a $22 gain. But again, you look at the 15-minute, 50 moving average is in a downtrend. VWAP pre-market is just kind of rolling over. So that little rollover telling you probably shouldn't be trying to go high. We look on the 15, we see that this high right here, high of day, was right at the high for the pre-market, in pre-market, and then it rolled on over. So not a good trade either. We batting 0-3 today for trades being good. Even though that was a green trade, it was not a good trade. Next trade, Microsoft. Microsoft was a rarity this morning. Microsoft was a rarity. Even if we look at the 50 move or look at the 15, this should be the first thing I look at. 15. That should be the first thing. 50 moving averages in a downtrend. The VWAP, horrible sell-off at right at open, and then it just bounced off of it. Look at the 1 minute, good move up, pull back, move up, pull back, and then it just kind of chopped along here. Let's see where we got in at. We got in at 951. Is this going to be about one of our best entries for the day? I do believe so. So this one made this move off the open. Pullback is just about half of the move. We got in on this red to green, and then we got in one contract, and we got out 5 minutes later, or 4 minutes and some change, at 954 right there. And we got scared out of this trade with this top and tail forming, because we see this thing still went $2 more. If anything, we could have had our stop or our target set here and just let it play out. But we chased this one. We chased this one with the stop, and then we let it come back and stop us out. But left good money on the table on this trade. Left good money. We see that that was the higher day though, but good entry. So we finally got one with a good entry. Management, not the best, because we did leave money. I'll say that I didn't really get all I wanted out of this trade. So that was our fourth trade. So now we're batting 500 on reds to green, and we are down just a little bit. We're down just a little bit. And then we traded AMC. I see AMC. Our call is just kind of puttering along. That's not bad. I don't mind those puttering like that. Hopefully it'll catch some steam. But look at what AMD did off the open. I'm sitting on quite a few shares of AMD in my other account because I'm playing covered calls with them. The covered calls are doing nice because let's say I get $100 premium. With this thing flushing like this, I'm closing those, and so I basically sell the call and then I buy it back at an extremely lower price than I sold it, keeping some of the money. But I'm gonna need this thing to bounce. I'm gonna need this to bounce because this is ugly. But let's see where we got in on this one. 1006. 1006. Where you at? 1006. Right there. So this one here, we saw it came down, tested the VWAP. I missed a good entry right there. Missed a great entry right there. But this thing came down, kind of stalled out trying to get below this candle. And when it finally broke below that candle is when I got in. Stop would have been back up to the VWAP. But we got out of this one at 1022. 1022 on this green candle as it was coming back up. This one here, I wouldn't be mad at getting out there. That was good. Not trying to sit back through that pull out, that pullback. But we see that it did continue lower. So We could have sat through that and probably hit our target of 2R. Came right down to this area that we had marked on the chart. But another green trade there. Content with the entry. Content with the exit on that one. Wish I would have saw this way up here though. Wish I would have saw that way up there. But now we are green on the day. We are green on the day. And at that point, I did purchase the call. I purchased the call as it bounced off of this area here that we had marked on the chart. And we see that it has gone lower. But look, it is working its way back up. So if this thing can keep doing what it's doing, oh, I didn't want to see that. I shouldn't have went that much further. Let's keep going. Let's see where it's at. All right, so it's slowly grinding itself back up. Like I said, we have a little time. We got a little time on that contract, so we'll see what it's looking like tomorrow. Let's go ahead and review the last trade of the day. Last trade of the day, we played what I could probably call one of my favorite stocks or ETFs. The SPY. Look at this. This is ugly. I'm a new trader and I know this is not a chart I need to be touching. Let's see what we did though. Let's see what we did. I'm not that blind. Let me make these a little smaller. Look at that. This thing was basically just channel trading, coming up to this area right here. And then it had pretty much set an area right there until it flushed off and just flushed all the way down. But we got in this one at, guess where? Over here where it flushed at. 11.12. 11.12. And 25. So somewheres in this candle. Again, getting in up here as it tested the VWAP is where we should have been because we missed all of this move. All of this move. But got in here. Stop was set off of this candle right here. That's where my stop was set at. And we got out of this one at 11.33. Where is 11.33 at? That green candle right there. So we getting in way late. Way late. But half of this choppy move would be about right here. It'll be about right there. Again, I set my stop based on that top and tail. So a little past halfway is where I ended up putting my actual stop at. Had I put it at the halfway point, likely would have got stopped out. But stayed in this one and we got out right there, made 18 bucks on it. One contract. Because again, with this choppy market, it really doesn't make sense to take two contracts and have to keep a tight stop. If I just buy the one contract, I could be a lot looser with the stop and kind of let the trade work. Let's see. This thing is just chopping along still. Over here, it finally, let's look at the big picture real quick. Let's look at the big picture. So we got in right here. Uh-oh, wrong way. We got in right here. Stop is up here. And as we see, we still would not have stopped out. And this thing set a low way down here. But that's from being able to give it that extra room. That's what allows that trade to kind of work. Even though this is an extremely ugly and choppy chart, it worked out. It was green. It was green for us. And that was our last trade. That was our last trade. And look, I peeked back up here at AMC. We're up $5 more now. So we're going to let that trade just kind of work, see what it does. If it makes a nice move, then we might close it out. And I just want to speak to something that I mentioned yesterday in my video. Look at what the P&L is on that trade right now. It's only up $10, but it's up 30%. It was just up 30%. So 30% on your money is good. Again, won't no bank give you 30% on your money. We paid $35 for this contract. Like I said, it was inexpensive. Right now it's at $46, or yeah, $46, and it's still trugging along, and we're up $11.50, and now it's back down to 10. That's why you can't look at that number, because it'll drive you crazy. But we're gonna let this one kind of work. We'll see what it does. We got time on our side on that one. But hope y'all enjoyed the review and the recap. Like I said, I don't foresee taking any other trades. I'm over here peeking at the thumbnail watch list, which is on my laptop screen. So actually I have 4 screens that's on this setup, 3 regular monitors and then my laptop. But I'm over here peeking at the watch list, thumbnail watch list, and don't nothing really pique my interest. So I don't foresee myself taking any other trades, and we'll be ready to do it on Friday. So hope y'all enjoyed the recap. Again, if you hadn't hit the like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.